Why wellness coaching? Well, first of all, wellness coaching reveals Christ in a way that I believe that nothing else does. It's personal. Anytime you are trying to decide on what kind of health program to do, I would advise you always pick the most personal option. We have a tendency to want to make it as big as we possibly can. We want to touch as many people as we can, and I have been convinced that we need to actually slow it down and go the opposite direction. The most effective way to reach the world is in a personal manner, one-on-one, where we would think that that would be too slow, wouldn't we? We would think that we wouldn't get the job done that way. But I believe it's the most powerful and the most effective. Also, it helps people meet their goals. So we have two things we are doing in coaching. One is it provides an avenue for us to reveal and reflect Christ's character to them, but it also helps people reach their goals effectively too. If a person's trying to make a lifestyle change and all we do is dump information on them, it's not going to happen. Typically, people already know what to do. They just need help. And thus coaching comes in to where we are coming along beside a person. We are helping them with the thing that often is missed in health programs, and that is a personal support person. And once I realized that coaching over the phone is just as powerful and develops personal relationships almost as well, I realized that when people left a lifestyle center here, I could have coaches who are in Florida supporting and strengthening them as they left. And I thought, wow, this is the answer to our lifestyle medicine programs. You might say, well, I can support somebody. I'll call them and encourage them. I'll tell them what they should be doing. And I'll say, how are you doing with this? And so I'll be helpful. But if we really care about people, we will develop skills too. And that's why you have come to this class, is to develop skills. You already have the desire, but we learn skills to actually put those desires into a more powerful means of reaching people. We also help people realize the power that is available to reach these goals, because many times they feel hopeless or they feel like they're on their own. The spiritual element of Christian coaching is valuable, because now they start to see there's some help even outside of an individual coach helping me, that God is a strength that will help us with that as well. We also help to minimize obstacles, and obstacles are often what has gotten in the way in the past. And so as a coach, see how people can avoid those. If you have good things like Christ's character filling your life, then we just bump into them. And how easy can that be? That's pretty simple. When I set up our lifestyle medicine program that I mentioned to you in California, all of a sudden I realized that this facility that we had, that all it was for was bumping into people. And as you look at your opportunities in your life and in your ministry, think about where you are going to be bumping into people. And if you have something to share, then really just an opportunity to bump into people is important. When they ask me, what health program should I run? I tell them it doesn't matter. The health program itself is simply an opportunity to bump into people. In fact, there's some great programs out there that without the coaching element are almost worthless. When the 10 weeks is up, they haven't reached their goal, which is typical. They haven't reached all their goals that they want. And the program's over. If I do that kind of program constantly, I am not reaching their goal. I am getting interest started, and then I let it die. Our whole program mentality isn't Christ's method. It's simply programs, and we want to take it and go deeper, so it doesn't matter what program we have, it's what you do afterwards. While they were there, we started connecting with individuals. While they were there, The connection with that individual was so important that we said, during the program, can I call you every week? And we'll watch that progress happen as we work together. When the program is over, it's not over. We continue that connection. Again, I suggest that over the phone is a good way to do that. And maybe those times that you do get together are powerful and valuable. You've heard this statement, I'm sure even in this class it has been presented 2 or 3 or 4 times. This is from Christ Object Lessons, and guaranteed success. Christ's methods alone will bring true success, and I know that you can probably all finish that. But I've kind of put it in my own words. What did he do? He mingled. He got personal. It was more than just a program. So he bumped into people, we might say. He desired their good. And what I'd like to see on this desire their good is the fact that he saw potential, what they could become. He saw where they were, but he saw the potential and where they could be. So we, as we interact with people, we start to see the potential of where they could be, and that's his method. He showed sympathy. Now it's interesting because if you saw that they were here and they could be here, wouldn't that create sympathy? I wish they could be here. I sympathize with the need because they could be so much better, but here's where they're at now. So he sympathized, and as he sympathized, he was connecting with their heart. You can't connect with their heart unless you're listening. So as you sit down with somebody and you're listening to them, and you're saying, tell me more. Then you meet their needs. Again, you can't meet their needs without listening to them. Many of the health programs that I've been involved with, I have seen times when we never asked the people what they wanted. They come in, we say, here's our health program, here are all the things you should be doing to be healthy, blah, blah, blah. And you got it? Okay, all of you are going to do that? But you never sit down with somebody and say, tell me why you came. Tell me what was important to you, and how can I help you reach that goal that you have? Winning confidence often is by the professionalism that I do a presentation. Also, professionalism, in other words, I may be confidential. If I ever share something that somebody shared with me, it's going to lose confidence. And available. So when I say, I want to be there for you, you better be there for them. And then we invite them to follow him. When we look at Jesus' method, and he's mingling, his desires are good, they're starting to see something they like, and he says, do what I do. They may be looking at what we're doing, and then we're starting to say, they say, why are you like that? How come you care? Why do you listen to me? And you say, because God listens to me, and it just feels so good that I want to share that with you. So they're following me, and then I transition over to where they see where that came from. When we think about coaching, it's pretty simple. I mean, this is all there is to coaching. When I talk to someone, I find out what is their dream. And then, how would you get there? What are things that you would do to get to your dream? And then once they see that, it's like, okay, what are the little steps? What are you going to do today and this week? I have a dream. And that is, the church becomes known as, if you want help, that's where you go. Or you find somebody there. And so that if every one of our churches had 10, 15, 20% of their members who knew how to connect with a person, support them, and move them towards reaching their goals, wouldn't that be life-changing? And I become a supporter using skills, learning new skills to make it even more powerful and more effective. Studying people is a good way to start. Say, well, I don't know how to coach yet. Start listening. As you listen to people and you listen for change talk, and then know what coaching is and it is not. Coaching is not counseling. Coaching is more listening, and the person being coached is really doing most of the work. When they come up with their solution to their problem, and I'm guiding them perhaps toward that, there's a much better chance that they will accomplish that and that they will do that than if I just tell them what to do. And then ask yourself, am I willing to put in the time? Because if I start connecting with somebody, am I willing to be professional and consistent with them and develop confidence? Or do I just get it started and then I forget about it and then I let people drop?